going to be talking about nutrition. We're gonna talk about nutrition today, okay? It sucks, I know, but we gotta get it out there. We gotta lay it out on the table. We're gonna talk about nutrition today and kind of my personal 3 rules or tips and tricks really to kind of help you guys lose weight or really help me lose my weight. So, let's go to the grocery store, then we're gonna talk about my 3 rules, and then I'm gonna kind of give you guys some recipes as to what you guys can do at home and what can really help you guys kind of put this all together. See you guys later. Well, it is 95 degrees in Texas right now, and it is hot as heck. It is so hot. I wanted coffee, but I settled for green tea instead because it is that hot. Not happy about it. Okay guys, I just got the groceries. I'm heading home. Show you guys what I got. See you there. Alright, I'll start over here. So first I got my chicken breasts. Usually these come with about 4 to 5 thinly sliced chicken breasts that weigh about 4 ounces each. A lot of times I don't measure them because they're pretty similarly cut, so I don't have to go ahead and weigh them. I just know I need to eat one. The thing I like about these ones from H-E-B is they're pretty clean. I hate going to the grocery store, buying chicken, having to come home and clean all the fat and like tendons and stuff out of it. I really don't like that, but these are generally pretty clean, so I do like that. And they're a pretty affordable price per pound. Next, I have sweet potatoes. I'm a college student, so I'm pretty busy on a daily. So usually what I do is I just buy my sweet potatoes frozen. And today I was kind of feeling spiffy, so I went ahead and got sweet potato fries and then sweet potato tater tots. I was like, what? But they're pretty good, I'm not gonna lie. And 2/3 of a cup, it's about 140 calories. It's about 24 grams of carbohydrates. So it's not too bad. It's easy for me because when I'm on the go all the time, it's just easy for me to pop these in the oven or in the microwave, and they're pretty good. Same with these ones. They're pretty good when it comes to trans fat. They're non-GMO, which I love. This brand is really good, and I'm always really impressed. I went ahead and got rice cakes. I like the caramel ones just because kind of curves my sugar craving a little bit, but you can go ahead and you can get apple, cinnamon, or even plain rice cakes, and those are just as good. These ones are a little bit higher in calories just because they are caramel flavored. They're 50 calories per cake. These are great for a pre-workout meal, if you will, or even a post-workout. I put the rice cake and then I put almond butter and I put chia seeds on top, which are great for fats and omega-3s and 6s and that kind of stuff. So these are really good for that, and these are also good for like a quick snack if I just need my carbs for the day. I have my avocados. I also got a jalapeno because sometimes I like to spice up my avocados and do something a little fun with it. These are new. I'm interested to try them. They're called Kodiak cakes, and I've had the pancake mix before, and I've been really impressed with it. If you add like an egg and milk, it's like 21 grams of protein for like 2 pancakes or something like that. So it's usually pretty good, but these ones are waffles. Like, I found them in the freezer and they're already pre-made, which is great for me being on the go all the time. So 2 waffles are actually 230 calories and they have 12 grams of protein. So typically for something like this, that's pretty good. I'll probably add like peanut butter or something with it to just get a little bit more protein in my diet, but you know, if it's something you need done quick and on the go, those hopefully are pretty good. I'll let you guys know. And then I stocked up on some spices. They were having like this deal today, 5 for $5 or something like that. I only got 3, but this one's chipotle and roasted garlic. This one's Montreal chicken. I love me some Montreal chicken. And then this one's a 25% less sodium. And then this one's roasted garlic and herb. So next I have my ground turkey, and it's kind of my alternative to chicken because I really don't eat red meat. Maybe every 2 weeks I'll eat it, but it's so hard, like hard on your body to digest red meat, and it's really high in protein. So if you're going to eat it, I would suggest eating it on like a heavier lift day, like a leg day or something like that. But this is great. HEB has this brand. I'm always really impressed. It's all natural, 93% lean and only 7% fat. It's like 170 calories per serving and 21 grams of protein. That's pretty good. And the serving size is about 4 ounces. So love me some ground turkey. And you can also get ground chicken now. I didn't know that was a thing, but maybe I don't know. Next, over here, I have my Ezekiel bread. So my general breakfast consists of a piece of this, egg whites, and spinach. And I just put it on there with a little bit of mozzarella. And this is like low moisture part skim. So not super great, but I'm not an egg person in general, so this kind of helps me eat. And then I get trail mix because at my job I'm on my feet a lot, and sometimes I don't have time to eat necessarily, so I just grab a little bit of that. Not the best option, but it kind of, you know, it keeps my energy high with all those fats. Then I got my fish oils. Yes, they are gummies, don't judge me. I'm not a pill person, but I will go more into the importance of fish oils and my supplements that I take in a different video, so we'll talk about that later. So for my pre-workout, I hate stimulant. It makes me feel like I want to punch people in the face. So I drink Bang, and then the reason I like Bang is their flavors are, first of all, awesome. That's the most important part, right? These have creatine in them, they have aminos. It's a great alternative to a pre-workout because 0 calories, 0 sugars. The only thing that it really has in it is sodium and potassium, but then that's not necessarily a bad thing when you're about to go into a workout. The purple guava pear flavor is my favorite right now, so I usually get a few of those. Kombucha is a great way to help with digestion, keeping your intestines and your stomach really healthy. This brand, it's called Buddha's Brew Kombucha. It is so good. It's actually brewed in Austin, Texas, and I absolutely love it. The peach and the cranberry are my absolute favorite. I absolutely recommend them for sure. Alright guys, so we went to the grocery store. I went and got a workout in. Now we're going to talk about my 3 rules that are really going to help you guys start to lose weight and what really helped me lose weight. Rule number 1. Know your macros. Macronutrients consist of 3 categories. We have protein, carbs, and fats. And then we have micronutrients, which consist of vitamins and minerals. So the good thing about macros is it kind of gives you an idea of what you're supposed to be eating in a day. You don't have to necessarily go through and be like, okay, this is meal 1, this is meal 2, this is meal 3. It doesn't have to be like that. You can kind of say, okay, I know I'm supposed to have 124 grams of carbs or fats, whatever it's supposed to be, and you can say, okay, I know there's about 50 grams of this and 50 grams of this and that kind of stuff, and you can kind of base it on that and kind of keep track of yourself throughout the day. So it's a good kind of thing to have. A lot of people do calories. I like to do macros because you know exactly what is fueling your body. So we have 2 ways of counting our macros or eating our macros. We have I call clean macros, and then we have what's called dirty macros. So clean macros is kind of what you're seeing on like Pinterest with meal prep, or you're seeing all these fitness experts eat like their regimented meals throughout the day. They're eating very clean, very bland, 5 to 6 meals a day, but at the same time it's very regimented. It's all weighed out and it's all preset for them. I personally like this way just because it kind of gives me a set for the day. I know what I'm supposed to be eating a day, and then that's it. I can't eat anything outside of that, so I kind of pace myself. Then we have what's called dirty macros. And a lot of people like to do this just because they have a little bit more freedom. But sometimes freedom is not the best thing. Dirty macros, you have your set macro count, right? So you have your certain amount of grams of protein, you have your certain amount of grams of carbs, and then you have your certain amount of grams of fats. You can eat essentially whatever you want. You can eat Pop-Tarts, you can eat donuts, you can eat whatever you want, as long as it stays within your macros. But you have to eat your macros. You can't stay within them and not eat all your macros. You have to stay within them and eat your macros. You want to be careful when it comes to dirty macros because sometimes they can limit you quite a bit. There's pros and cons to both. So pros for clean macros, getting your macronutrients and you're getting your micronutrients, which I'll talk about in a later video when I get to supplements. You have a higher metabolism because you're eating more meals throughout the day. You're physically eating more food. And when you're physically eating more food, it's kind of like a mind game, you know. When you're physically eating more food, your brain is happier because it's releasing the endorphins. So it's kind of more satisfying in that sense. Most of the time, you're not eating foods that are filled with preservatives or artificial flavorings, which can sometimes retain fat. It can hinder your fat loss. So that's also a benefit. The cons of clean eating is it tends to get pretty bland. I'm not gonna lie, guys, it does get boring. You kind of have to experiment and get creative with some of the recipes that you're doing. Having more meals to eat throughout the day can sometimes be a problem for people because I know in the field that I work in a doctor's office, nurses are on their feet a lot and it might be hard for them to eat multiple meals throughout the day. Your job or your school or wherever you're in, it might hinder you from eating more meals a day. So that might be hard in itself when you're doing clean macros. The pros for dirty macros, obviously, is that you get to eat whatever you want. Like, you get to eat Pop-Tarts, you get to eat donuts, you get to eat pizza. But the con is that you're very limited on your grams. So if you do eat that, you're not going to be eating as many meals throughout the day. You're probably not going to feel full because you're eating simple carbs. It's digesting really quick. It's not slowly digesting throughout the day. So you're having trouble retaining that energy throughout the day. You're also probably eating things filled with a lot of artificial flavors, preservatives, and that kind of stuff. And then last but not least, a con of dirty macros is that you're not implementing good habits. So you're not teaching yourself good habits. So a lot of times what we see as personal trainers is people will do dirty macros, but they won't stay in their macros, and then it eventually reverts back to, you know, their regular eating habits because they're allowed to eat whatever they want. It's not necessarily a reward anymore. So it becomes a problem. With that said, I always recommend that you guys do clean eating macros. I do recommend that you slowly get into it. What I did is I started with, you know, basic chicken recipes. I kind of dressed them up a little bit just so I could kind of get back into the idea of eating chicken again because I was vegan for a while. So kind of implementing slow steps, and then as I went through, I made it more bland. I kind of took more things out, but my body was okay with it and my mind was okay with it as well. I was ready for those steps that I took. So really making sure that you're kind of implementing yourself and you're taking yourself through this and not throwing yourself into it. Rule number 2, guys. Would I put this in my car? And you're probably like, Mo, what are you talking about? I have no idea what cars have to do with fitness. Like, I have no idea what you're talking about. When I first started getting my personal training certification, I had a lot of trainers that I worked under, and they were all my really, really good friends. And one of them gave me this example, and I absolutely love it because it makes absolute sense to me. It may not make sense to some of you guys, but it just like, it clicked for me in my head. So I'm gonna explain it to you guys and hopefully you guys can make sense of this. So he sat me down and he was like, okay, I'm gonna kind of like explain like a basic idea of nutrition to you. And he said, pick a car. kind of looked at him and I was like, okay, I'll pick a Lamborghini Gallardo. Because who doesn't want a Lamborghini Gallardo? I was like, okay, I'll pick a Lamborghini Gallardo. And he was like, okay, so you're driving, you're cruising in your Lamborghini Gallardo, and you're about to run out of gas. You pull into a gas station, you need to fill it up. Are you gonna fill up this high-class functioning sports car with premium fuel, or are you gonna fill it up with regular fuel? And at this point I was kind of like, what is this guy talking about? I have no idea where he's going with this. And I was like, obviously I'm gonna fill it up with premium, dude. Like, how could you even fathom the idea of putting regular gas in a high, like a Lamborghini Gallardo, guys, a Lamborghini freaking Gallardo, okay? I was like, of course I'm gonna put premium in it. What are you talking about? Like, I don't understand. And he was like, okay, fair enough. You have a 10-gallon tank in your Lamborghini Gallardo. And I said, okay. I don't know if that's necessarily true, guys, but for this example, he was like, you have a 10-gallon tank. Are you gonna fill the car up with 12 gallons of fuel? I was like, no, why would I do that? It's gonna leak out the side, bro. Like, what are you talking about? And he was like, okay, like, fair enough, okay. And he was like, let's say you have to go somewhere that's going to need a total of 10 gallons of fuel. Let's say you're on a road trip. Are you gonna put 8 gallons in there when you know you have to go a distance that's gonna need 10 gallons of fuel? I was like, obviously not, bro. Like, what? I was like, I'm kind of like getting frustrated at this point. I'm like, I think you're just kind of insulting my intelligence at this point. And he was like, no, let's hang on. He was like, this relates to nutrition because you are the high functioning sports vehicle. Like, some people don't understand how well how much our bodies have to function to stay alive. You know, you have all these different body systems coming into play to keep your system going. And a lot of people put regular fuel in their body when they should be putting premium fuel in their body. And I was like, what? That is so cool. He was like, well, think about it. You know, your regular fuels are like pizza, donuts, artificially made foods, canned foods that you're putting in your body that sure, it probably would run on that fuel, but it's not gonna run to its highest performance. Your premium foods obviously are gonna be things like chicken, sweet potatoes, quinoa, things that are gonna really get that high performance vehicle to the best level. He was like, so why would you put regular fuel into your body when you could be putting premium fuel? And I was like, it made so much sense to me. I was like, what? Now to get to my other points, my 10-gallon tank. I'm sitting there at dinner, I'm eating, and then I become full. So that tells me that I've filled my 10-gallon tank. So why would I continue to feed myself to 12 gallons when I know my 10-gallon tank is full? I was like, this makes so much sense now, guys. Like, he's like, you are so smart. And he was like, well, that extra 2 gallons is gonna leak out the side, essentially. That extra little bit of food that you eat is going to go to fat. It's not gonna be used. That energy is gonna go to waste. So why would you eat it in the first place? Same thing on the flip side. Why would you only fill your tank with 8 gallons of fuel when you know you have to go a distance that's gonna take you 10 gallons? Why would you underfeed yourself when you know your high-cost performance vehicle needs at least 10 gallons to get where it needs to go? What I want you guys to think of your high-class performance vehicle. This is your vehicle. This is what you drive every day. This is what takes you around. This is what gets you through your life. This is you only get one of these, right? You only get one body. So I want you guys to think, am I gonna put regular fuel in this high-class performance vehicle, this Lamborghini Gallardo right here, or am I gonna put premium fuel? Am I gonna fill my 10-gallon tank just right so that I can perform to the highest level that I can? Or am I gonna overfill it and waste energy? Am I gonna underfill it and not have enough energy? I love this example, guys, because it puts it into perspective for yourself. A car only needs gas. It does not need donuts, it does not need pizza, it doesn't need anything else. It only needs gas. And you're kind of the same way. Your body only needs certain things to function. So why not give it those certain things so that it can function to the best it can? Still blows my mind, guys. It's still like, it's still a phenomenal metaphor. I love it. It's great. Makes me so pumped. My rule number 3, guys, is my last rule. I really like this one because I feel like a lot of people, when they jump into weight loss, they're like, okay, I'm going ham. I'm not eating anything. I'm eating no sweets, no ice cream, no nothing, no donuts, no nothing. I'm eating chicken, I'm eating broccoli, and I'm eating rice. Guys, I'm telling you right now, it gets really boring. And you're gonna go into it, you're gonna do good for the first 4 days. And I'm sure a lot of people can relate to this because I can. People completely deprive themselves of the little things, or they jump all in at once and don't allow themselves a reward. So my rule is, do not deprive yourselves, but don't overindulge. Okay? This is a process, it's a journey, and the journey is gonna get better as it goes. It's with anything in life. So what I want you guys to think of is, okay, I'm gonna start, but I'm gonna allow myself these things. Let's say you really like mac and cheese and you're just having a craving for mac and cheese. We get those. Why don't you find a mac and cheese that tastes like mac and cheese, but it's made from like chickpea noodles, or it's using nutritional yeast instead of cheese, and you're making a low calorie mac and cheese. Kind of finding substitutes so that you can still have those rewards, but at the same time, you're still doing well. And then as you get further down the journey and you're like me, where I'm eating pretty bland at this point, I'm eating a lot of chicken, sweet potatoes, avocados kind of thing. And let's say you go to a party and they have cookies and you really want to try a cookie. Don't deprive yourself of the cookie. Have one cookie. It's okay to have little things because it's not that cookie that is going to be the end all be all for you. It is not. One cookie is fine. It's going to probably fit within your macros. It's probably not going to overflow your 10-gallon tank. So you kind of want to keep that in mind, is like, you can still have those little things and you can still enjoy life. You can have a glass of wine, but don't drink the bottle. Kind of the little things like that are going to keep you excited for your week, but at the same time, you're not overindulging. Also, to go along with this, allow yourself to have a cheat day. Guys, we all have cravings. We all go through it. We all itch for something throughout the week. Reward yourself. Allow yourself that meal where you get to kind of pick what you want and what you've been itching for that entire week. Not only is that going to rebalance your insulin levels, and there's a whole science that goes behind a cheat meal, and I'll go into that in another video. It's going to reward your brain, but at the same time, it's going to reward your body for its hard work. Especially if you've been working out at the same time as eating really well, you allow yourself that satisfaction of a good cheat meal. So, all right, guys, that is my 3 rules for weight loss and what can really help you kind of get started on your weight loss journey. I'm really excited to see how you guys do. I'm going to continue to post videos on nutrition and kind of get more in detail with some of these things. But right now, I just thought I'd give you guys a basic overview of what nutrition should look like. So go hit subscribe, like my Instagram channel right here. Go check it out. I'm super excited to have you guys following along. And look out for the next video. I'll see you guys soon. Bye.